Hey, Amanda.
Hey Keith, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Where
It's
have you
another
been
great day.
recently? It sure is. Started to drizzle here not too long ago, but not holding you off from being on the road.
No, not at all. It's great. I've been mostly short trips, and you can learn a lot traveling down the road. My most recent one is to visit one of my daughters, Casey, down at Murray State University down in Western Kentucky, and that included a stop in Evansville along the way. So I was journeying southern Indiana and southwestern Kentucky.
That's some place I hear you're pretty familiar with.
I've got some roots.
That also means that you've seen a lot of change go through there, I assume.
I have. I've seen a lot of change, and change is good sometimes. Sometimes it can be frustrating, but yeah, I'd say this road trip, I came up with the parking lots observation. That's what's kind of been on my mind with this short road trip.
What about those parking lots? Were there people
Well, I,
parking in them?
well, I think that's the key thing is that if you use travel to make financial observations like I do, as well as other things, a parking lot's going to tell you a lot about what's going on. And like the parking lot I'm parked in now, there's not a lot of people parked here, so that means there's not a lot happening right now. But here's one I came up with. I don't think I stole this from somebody else. Have you ever heard of the Waffle House Index?
Can't say.
Yeah, so
I haven't even been to a Waffle House.
Amanda, we got to get you some culture.
Sorry, I hate to admit it.
Yeah, so Waffle House Index is, the way I understand it is when something like Hurricane Laura blows through the coast, Waffle Houses never shut down. And so the Waffle House Index tells you when a Waffle House has shut down because of a hurricane, how far away from the coast they shut down tells you how bad the pain of the hurricane was. And so that's what the Waffle House Index is. I came up with the Cracker Barrel Index.
Okay.
Did I tell you about this one?
No, you have not.
Yeah. So Cracker Barrel tends to have hopefully I don't offend anybody with this, but Cracker Barrel tends to have a little more mature crowd. They seem to have refined their taste, and they.
I'm offended. I love Cracker Barrel. What are you
well, I'm just saying. I go to Cracker Barrel. I've gone to Cracker Barrel. I'm just saying it tends to. I'm not saying it always does, but the man, maybe I shouldn't go here. But anyway, the COVID, just like all viruses, COVID is much more dangerous to more mature people. All viruses are that way. It doesn't matter whether it's COVID or the ordinary flu. And so my Cracker Barrel Index is wherever you're traveling to, take a look at the Cracker Barrel parking lot. See how full the parking lot is, and that'll give you a feel for how comfortable the local community is for being out and about with this COVID pandemic. That's my invention, and I should probably trademark that, but I don't even know how I'd go about that in such a short period. But in Evansville, while I was there, the Cracker Barrel probably was half full parking lot. And then as I got closer to Murray State University, Cracker Barrels were probably 75 to 90% full down in southwestern Kentucky. So it told me the people down there were much more comfortable being out and about than those in Evansville. And so that's the Cracker Barrel Index. That's just looking at a parking lot. Another parking lot observation is hotels. We just travel, and depending on how far we get, we'll make a hotel reservation. So I noticed as I was traveling that the normal roadside type hotels that are out there have different capacity levels that are filling their parking lots right now. And so a brand name that you might associate with being, this is my opinion, being more clean, probably has a fuller parking lot than a brand name that you wouldn't associate that way. Okay. And I think I mentioned in the past, those prices are for hotels are really inexpensive if you're comfortable traveling. Now's the time to do it, even if you just need a getaway. The next parking lot observation, I don't think I told you this either. The new COVID litter. You know what the new COVID litter is?
Is it what we're wearing on our faces?
Exactly. I don't know if you've observed that, but the parking lots that I've been in are full of masks, and that's
Yeah.
unfortunate. And my encouragement to fellow travelers: put your mask in the trash can. I don't want to do
Don't
it for you.
litter.
Neither does anybody else, right? So
Exactly. That's great advice.
there was a coffee shop. I think it's called Honeymoon in Evansville. I stopped at, and the parking lot was fairly empty except for the drive-through. At the same time that I was going inside, everybody else was going through the drive-through, and I think that's pretty common right now with parking lots for most restaurants. Yeah. The other parking lot observation is a lot of parking lots have been repurposed to try to make the economy as efficient as possible. So people are putting tents with air conditioners out there and all kinds of things in their parking lots. So pay attention to the parking lots while you're traveling. There's some interesting stuff going on out there.
Right on. Well, what else we got?
I came up with the I wonder about certain things while I was traveling too. The hotel we stayed in had a I won't name names. I'll just say it had a buffet restaurant next to it.
Okay.
And I wonder what's going to happen to buffet restaurants. I'm not a frequent flyer there, but I wonder how this will change their business model coming out of it. I don't know. You have an opinion on that?
I can only assume it can go one way unless they find a new way to stay innovative and stay different. But if you've got exposed food, can't say that's a good thing or even something that'll bring people inside. I've even noticed at grocery stores, they've actually found new ways, whereas all the salad bars, they've lifted it up and now they just sell what used to be in long tubs where you'd scoop it yourself. They're just in containers. So maybe buffets will just become to-go places. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have
all
to
you
watch
can
and
to-go.
All you can.
That's a bad business model for them. Yeah.
I'm backing up the semi. Fill her up, boys.
So who knows? There's a lot of changes and observations to be made out there. So
one of the people I visited while I was in Kentucky is a dog breeder, and I didn't take the time to look at it. I wonder if pet prices have gone up during the COVID as people are lonelier and probably more demand for pets. I don't know. That'll be something our listeners can get back to us on, but I bet they have. I bet pets would be a very healthy thing for this lonely time for people. So that's another I wonder that I came up with. And then the final one, I wonder what's going to happen with universities. In my opinions, that they are being forced to be creative, and I'm not sure they're making the mark, because social distancing is the exact opposite idea that I think most universities have prospered from. I don't think most collegiates are they're not going to the university for the purpose of social distancing.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, and so I did notice that a Indiana-based university, I won't point fingers, was actually somehow monitoring their students that were congregating, which seemed very creepy to me. And then they were bringing down some form of punishment for congregating. And if the idea of going to college, part of that is socializing, and now I'm being punished for socializing, I think all of that is going to filter into the economic system of universities. And so I think the universities that are being creative with this and being forward thinking are going to probably prosper more than those that are feeling like they need to be the social police. That's just my I wonder, and maybe a version of my opinion.
Well, those are great to hear, and those are some good perspectives that you brought to the table.
That's a short trip for me. That was just a few hours. It was a good trip though. I got to see Casey and got to explore Kentucky and had a good time. But it's always good seeing you.
Likewise. I'll catch you next time. Hear about where you go next.
All right, I'll look forward to it. I'll see you. Bye-bye.